Alrighty. What is going on, YouTube? Welcome back to my channel. It is really late right now, so I do these little lives here and there, y'all. I never really have a set schedule, and I know I need to work on it, but right now, honestly, y'all, this is my channel. I just be on here when I feel like it, basically, for the most part. And when I start taking her serious, you'll see. But I'm gonna just be honest. So we are here tonight, or this morning, honey, because it is 1:16 a.m. in the West Coast, y'all. My ass should be asleep. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I went to the movies. I went to go see Wicked 2, or Wicked for Good, aka Wicked Part 2, and it was good. It was good. What else did I do? I did just some I chilled out with myself today, y'all. I spent time with myself today. Pampering myself, if you will. That's what I did. Today was Saturday. But yeah, you know, I had a good time, y'all. Let's see. So anyways, tonight we're here to watch a compilation of some terrible roommates, y'all. I haven't had a roommate since I was like 18, y'all. When I first moved out of my guardian's house, y'all, and I had moved into this other house, and I was a roommate, y'all. And when I tell you my experiences as a roommate haven't been the best, okay? People steal your shit. They unlock your doors, okay? Sometimes you can get into fights with your roommates, okay? And then still have to manage to see if you're gonna want to stay there during the lease, you know what I mean? So it can get pretty crazy, y'all. So tonight we just finna pay, we're finna watch some crazy compilations in regards to being roommates. So let me go ahead and if you want to join me, you know what to do. So, and if you're new to the channel, my name is TJ. My energy is low, y'all. I'm a little tired, but I ain't really tripping about it. Let me get to the video, okay? Yeah, just talking hella much. Like, girl, we talked about this. Now, look. Okay, y'all, let me stop. All right, so let's browse through and see which compilation you want to look at. Now, I'm not going to be playing the whole compilations because some of these is like an hour long, I think, or yeah, like these say an hour. Now, it depends on the vibe of the video, y'all. We'll be paying attention to some, but honey, we ain't trying to be going all out. Like, you know, I ain't trying to be up all night. It's 1:18. I'm going to try to make this for about like at the most or max like an hour, y'all. Nothing too crazy. But if you want to join me, then you know what to do. All right, so worst roommate from hell. Let me see, Mercy. Worst roommates ever. College roommates from hell. TikTok compilation. Story time. Do I want to see actual videos yet? We want to see actual videos, honey. Like, they can talk all they want to, but girl, I want to see, you know, what would I do? I want to get into it to where it's like, damn, would I do that in that situation? What would I do? That's what I be doing. I be seeing, like, when I watch these crazy videos, y'all, that's what I be thinking about. Like, but damn, what would I do in that situation? What's up, Bars? Let's see, crazy roommate story time. I don't know, y'all. Damn, I had to call the police, of course. All right, this one, let's go by the views. This got 74K within a year. But within 5 months, it's got 1.8K. Now, see, that don't really necessarily mean it's weak. But, I mean, based on the thumbnail, look like it's, you know what I mean? Look like it's going to be interesting. But I don't know. All right, we 37. We got to get that right. It looks like it's going to be interesting. All right, here we go. Let me get on this one. She really hyped about telling her story, y'all. So let me see what she had to say. Oh, I'm in the mood. Hold on, wait. Start her over. Where we at? 21 seconds, girl. Start that thing over. All right, hold on, y'all. Let me turn on my headphones. Damn. I know we taking hella long. Hold on. But thank God by the time y'all see this, you can fast forward. All right. Let's see what old girl with the braces got to say. Jody Island girl. The Jody Island girl, y'all. Worst roommate ever story. All right. Let's see.
Oh, I'm in the mood to start a pot. I don't care. Let me tell you about the craziest roommates I've ever had in my entire life. Okay, here we go. Number one.
Hold on. It's a little loud. Hold on, y'all. Wait a minute.
My freshman year, I moved in a little bit before my roommates because I went to like some kind of early summer program, whatever. I moved in like a week before everybody else. I was like, bro, I'm literally going to make so many friends. So my roommates come. Then I noticed that she keeps leaving her laundry basket right in front of my door every day before she leaves for class. I'm like, what does that mean? So I just like scooted over. So as soon as I open my door, it's like laundry. So I scooted over and, you know, put it in front of her door. This goes on for a week. Every single day when I open my door in the morning, basket of laundry right here.
Oh
Eventually,
my God.
the girl texts me. I wish I still had the text messages. The girl texts me and she's like, "We need to have an intervention in the living room right now."
What?
Oh, Boogie, what's going on?
Wait, damn, you just got there? Good God, damn. You can't even warm up to the situation. She letting you know she a bitch right up on site. And if not even on site, just, well, you know what I mean? Like first introduction, y'all. Anyway, no warming up, honey. Straight into it. Okay.
There, and I'm right. Anyway,
Brian,
Boogie, what's going on? There, mind you, there, and I'm right. Anyway, so the problematic roommate, we're gonna call them Sarah. Sarah was like, "I've been noticing that you haven't been doing my laundry. You need to start doing my laundry every single day. Like, I don't know what else I have to say, but you need to start doing my laundry."
Oh, girl, Tasha, remember, let them finish. Do not pause for so long. Okay, my bad. Hold on, y'all. Okay, let me just let it play. No, she didn't tell her that she got to wash laundry, bitch. Who do you think? Oh, see, girl, Tasha, play it. I'm going to let it finish, y'all. I promise. We will not be pausing so much. I promise. Okay.
Every single day, and I'm not going to tell you again. Say, but you need to start doing my laundry every single day, and I'm not going to tell you again. What? And I was like, no. And she was like, you're the help, right? I'm gagged. I was like, no, girl, I go to school here. And she was like, oh. Then, literally the next day, she reported me to my RA for bullying. And I had to have an intervention. What? That was year one. Then, year two, I moved out, obviously, and I moved into like an on-campus kind of apartment. I had a roommate who would literally pee on the floor in the middle of the night. This is her room, this is the bathroom, like pee in the middle of the hallway. She'd be like, sometimes in the middle of the night, I just can't make it. She would just pee on the floor. Oh, and then she had...
y'all, no. Okay, what is it called? Incontinence? Girl, not you can't make it. You too grown for that bullshit. And even if you do have that problem, y'all, clean up on yourself. It's not hard. What the hell? Ugh, y'all. And you know what else I can't stand? I'll be honest with y'all. I can't stand the flossers that got a floss in your face. Back the fuck up. Okay, please. I don't want whatever was in between your nasty teeth to fly in my face. My face. If you got this problem, I'm talking to you. If you got this problem, back up. Stop doing that shit. That's nasty. Ugh.
This guy friend, and the guy friend ended up getting a girlfriend, and she would like vent to me and be like, oh my gosh, like he stopped paying attention to me, and like we were at the game and I was sitting on his lap and his girlfriend got so mad. Duh! That's literally this man, girl. What are you saying? So yeah, I am very excited to now be living in a 1-bedroom apartment with Justin and my dog. So yeah.
Okay, Stanking and shit, like, oh no, girl, go.
That share was a little lighthearted, but this next story, not so much. So for everyone who's ever had a roommate, I'm sure you have all got your own stories.
Oh, girl, please go.
And a free way to, of course, support my section. Let's get into today's video.
1 year ago, from tomorrow, I made my first ever police report against my freshman roommate in college. The university and the campus police since then have been covering this up, so I feel this is finally my time to come forward. And I'm just going to ask God to guide me through all of this. I went into college my freshman year choosing a random roommate in which I was going to be sharing a bedroom with. My first impression of her was she seemed very quiet, but I felt like we had things in common. For example, like she liked to dance and she was Christian. Besides that, everything else that I went through, I would have never in a million years expected to go through that. And I do not wish that on anybody. The university has since then covered this entire situation up and never once did anything about it, nor did the police. This started off, I started school on August 16th, 1 year ago, and this was my first ever, experience in college. I had no idea what to expect. I didn't know anybody. I didn't have any friends. So obviously, your first friend is supposed to be your roommate. That's who you share a space with, and that's supposed to be your comfort zone. That's supposed to be your new home. That's what's supposed to feel secure to you. I have never wanted to leave somewhere so much in my life and never felt so uncomfortable and just not safe that I spent every single day that I had free time that I was supposed to be in my room in the basement of our building.
Oh,
Starting
damn.
off the first week of school, the only time that me and my roommate ever held a conversation was the night that we moved in when my mom was present in the room. Every time after that, her boyfriend was in the room 24/7. I never got privacy to begin with, so obviously this was my first issue. So
Oh
I
my
knew that I
God.
was able to go to my RA about that, but I mean, when I would literally walk out of the bathroom in my robe, like her boyfriend was in the room, there was no common courtesy, no common decency to just give me my privacy and leave, and he just sat there the entire time. So things were already awkward to begin with. Not to mention that they both knew who I was from social media, so it made it even more awkward that somebody was sitting there watching how I live my everyday life. But I had nowhere else to go because I didn't know anybody and I didn't have any friends. So I would literally take my butt and venture out of my room around a university that I had no clue where I was going, just because I felt so unsafe in my room the first few days with my roommate and her boyfriend.
Now, I'm going to say this, and I'm saying this because I'm super grown now, y'all. But, and shout out to those who have to have roommates, like, who have dealt with difficult roommates and didn't know how to, assert themselves to where you are letting them know, hey, we got boundaries. We should exercise boundaries amongst one another because, honey, we got to live with each other. Okay. Should you cross that line, it could get dangerous. You know what I'm saying? She just said that her roommate, the roommate that she had this boyfriend that would just be in their room all the time. She wasn't courteous about if she had, about privacy. When she was coming out of the shower, her boyfriend would still be right there. Like, first of all, no shade. But if it was my man, I would tell your ass to get the hell on out because I don't want you looking at nobody else. I'm going to just keep it real. But, call me what you want. But I'm just saying, even if I wasn't like that, you still should have the common decency to be like, hey, this ain't your spot. She might not feel comfortable. You can get your ass out. Okay. But, you got some roommates that be like, okay, during these periods, it's my day where I got my, my little shindig in here, it's date night for us. And, vice versa. In case y'all need to share spaces, you guys are setting boundaries for one another. But yeah, let me go ahead and continue.
Boyfriend. And I feel as though she purposely made it awkward for me because I was so welcoming. I let her know when I was leaving. I let her know hey, I'm going to hang out with my friends. I'll be back later, blah, blah, blah. And it was just like, okay. Like there was nothing. There was no conversation and I tried. So at this point, I'm like, bro, this girl she just doesn't like me. What's the motive? Nothing. Every time after that I left my room and she knew I was leaving, we basically kind of had each other's schedules. Like we knew when we weren't going to be in our rooms. Every time I would leave my room and I would come back, my stuff was off the walls.
What?
I had a big LED light that said Aaliyah and I never turned it on because I knew it was so bright. And I don't know if she just didn't like my name being up on the wall when you walk in the room, but she ripped it down every time I left my room. But at this time, I'm just thinking that my command strips just aren't sticking to the walls. Like, I'm just thinking my stuff is just...
Nah, you a little too nonchalant, girl. You would have to tell that bitch, like, listen to me, girl. Next time I come up in here and you rip my stuff down, I'm going to really start messing you up. Okay? For real. Like... See, you got to stick up for yourself. It's always easier said than done, but once you do, you got, you know what I mean? Ain't nothing wrong with sticking up for yourself, man. You sitting there violating me, taking my stuff off the wall. Okay. Oh, that's so tough, man. Because even if she were to go tell who she need to hopefully switch out rooms or, you know what I'm saying, like they work out the situation where she move out and go to another room, you still gotta wait for that process, and that could take months. You know what I mean? So, oh Lord, and in the meantime, being petty here and there, shit. Oh my God, y'all, this should be crazy. Let me see.
Falling off the walls. So every time I come back in my room and she's literally sitting there watching me, watching my reaction, I put my stuff back up on my walls and I carry on with my day. And every time I leave again, the same stuff is back down. I had plants hanging in my room. I had a whiteboard in my room. I had my LED light. All of that was down on the ground.
Wow.
This happened every single day and every time I left my room. And I cannot express how crazy I felt in the head that I was given every single sign these few weeks that I let this go on, and I never once thought that it was her. She seemed so quiet. She seemed very mature. She seemed nice. She preached to be a Christian girl.
Nah, passive aggressive girl.
And I'm just like, there's no way it's her. Like, this stuff just isn't sticking to my walls. And this is when I tell you guys to always believe your gut. Fast forward to when I started showering after that. I feel like after the first few days, ripping my stuff off the walls wasn't enough for her. She didn't get enough of a humiliation reaction out of me that she started pouring out my shampoo, my conditioner, my body wash, and my shaving cream.
What?
Ready or not?
Oh my! Now you coming out of my pockets, girl.
Of problem solvers.
Now you coming out of my pockets. Oh, we got to fade for sure.
Aaliyah thought that this was just her. I'm thinking this stuff's just falling over in the shower. You know, it might have been an accident. Let me walk my happy butt all the way off of campus to Target to go restock my stuff, just to come back, shower again, and then the next day it's gone. So now,
wait a minute. She talking about she sat there, knows who it is, mind you, knows who it is, y'all. And the girl was emptying out her shampoo, her shaving cream, y'all, deodorant, all that bullshit. And this girl knows it, paid it, went and restocked on all this stuff. And the girl did it again. Oh, bitch, you want your ass whooped, okay? And what kills me, y'all. And listen, I believe that God is in the universe. I'm gonna just tell y'all that God is in us. The better thoughts of you, the best parts of you, that is God, y'all. You trying your best, that's God, okay? So let me say it. I say this. This girl, the girl she talking about is a whole Christian. You know what I mean? The girl she talking about is a whole Christian. She said that when she talks to her, every time she interacts with her, she's nice. You know what I mean? Very soft spoken. She kind of quiet. You know what I mean? Y'all, let me tell you something about being passive aggressive. Ooh wee, man. They got the smile in the face, but they got a knife in their back. Them. Yes. Yes. They try to infiltrate your mind. Okay. You got the ones that like to play mind games. Fuck that. I'm the type, let's break that fourth wall. Cause that's what you about. That passive aggressive shit. You think somebody won't break that fourth wall. Bitch, I can find another job. I can find another room. Like, you know what I mean? A place to live, all that. But before I go, I have to make sure that you know, like, you know what I mean? Do not fuck with me. Okay, because you gonna always, like my crazy mama would say, just when you think you're crazy, just know there's always somebody else crazier than you, okay? That ain't got nothing to lose. Don't give a fuck about nothing. Watch out, okay? Don't play.
Calling my mom all the time, and I'm like, shower my happy butt all the way off of campus to Target to go restock my stuff, just to come back, shower again, and then the next day it's gone. So now I'm calling my mom all the time, and I'm like, Mom, like, this is happening, my mom's like, you need to take pictures of everything, you need to document everything, you need to document what happens. And she's like, Aaliyah, why aren't you saying something to her? Like, at least ask her. And I just was like scared. I was terrified too. I don't like putting people on the spot, and I didn't want her to have a bad first impression of me, or for me to seem like I was mean or I was accusing her of something that she wasn't doing.
Bad impression,
so I
girl.
to, like, go on until I was given like an actual reason to be like, oh my gosh, like, this is her. And it only got worse. Stay tuned. Here's part 2 to my college roommate experience. So continuing from the last part, I restocked my items so much, and it was such a waste of money because she continuously kept dumping it out. She was tampering with all of my stuff. So not only was that not enough, but after that, when I started showering again with my new items, it wasn't dumped out anymore, but the consistency was changed. My shampoo was so watery that I just knew something was up, but I was so oblivious to it in the moment that I didn't realize until after, when my scalp started seeping and blistering, that she was putting something in my shampoo and conditioner. Wow. Now you're probably wondering, Aaliyah, why haven't you taken initiative and said something to somebody at this point? I did. During all of this, starting I believe the second day of school, when her boyfriend never gave me privacy, like, and it was
Pause. Oh, what's up, Suzuki? He said, oh, she have a lot of patience, because if that was me and her would have been got into an argument, hell, more than an argument, girl, it would have turned straight physical, damn near deadly. I ain't gonna hold you, okay? Damn near deadly. But welcome.
just awkward and so uncomfortable for me, especially like if I knew I was having somebody come over, I would say something, because we're in the same room, and I mean, we're literally like across the room from each other, our beds are right there, that I would let her know that, or at least make sure it's okay that I'm having somebody come over. There was none of that. Whether I was sleeping, taking a nap, studying, in the shower, getting ready, she didn't care. So we took initiative and we made a roommates agreement, which everybody in our building had to do, and we had to literally discuss, okay, hey, when's your best time? When do you prefer that your roommate has people over? And I said, I don't want anybody over while I'm taking a nap, while I'm studying, while I'm getting ready or showering. And any time besides that, like, that's fine. Because I had already been through it. This was after it was already taking place. So I knew I didn't want him over during any of that time. She sat there and she said, oh, it doesn't really matter to me. Well, yeah, because I haven't had anybody over. She doesn't have to go through that, so that's easy for her to say. And she kind of like just looked at me like I was crazy, like I was trying to be mean, but she knew what she was doing. So this comes down to, well, you didn't really get your way with your boyfriend. So she started locking me out of my room.
What?
At this point,
oh, girl.
You're probably like, Aaliyah, well, you can have an RA or a campus police officer come unlock your room. No, babe. You can't. When they put a master lock, she put her own master lock in the inside of the bedroom on the door to where nobody could get into the door.
Do you ever think that your life as a parent
Why would, oh my gosh. Well, oh, girl.
feels like a juggling act? With Purdue Global, the juggling act.
Why am I
just got
watching this?
easier.
Girl, get back to the show.
wanted her private.
Y'all. We blazed, y'all, just a little. Okay, let me see.
And she used that as an excuse to say that she puts a double lock on the door just to be safe. In my head, that didn't make sense to me at all. And it was just a dumb excuse that I let go over my head and I believed. And it came down to the days that she knew I was leaving for class and I had to come back for my online classes. And I'm at the door because I need to get into my room and log on to my online classes, that I was locked out and I was late to class.
Oh, no. Okay, I ain't gonna pause after this, y'all. I know I keep pausing. Let me say this, y'all. When I tell you, I'd have to really mess with, oh, girl. She's so lucky that she didn't put her face up. Like, I'd be petty as fuck. I would make a fake account and post her face up, like, and pretend like I'm somebody else. Girl, just so that the people can see who this is and start fucking with her, y'all. Oh my God. Nah,
knocking on the door, texting her.
Okay, let me write it and then I'm gonna shut up, y'all.
Up to the days that she knew I was leaving for class and I had to come back for my online classes, and I'm at the door because I need to get into my room and log on to my online classes, that I was locked out and I was late to class. I would sit there knocking on the door, texting her, and I think she would like purposely wait. Like, I'm not blaming her, accusing her of anything, but I believe like she let so much time go on that she was literally right there in the room. She wasn't answering her phone, she wasn't answering her text messages, and then like maybe 15 minutes later, me just standing there, then she would come and lock the door. After I had already contacted my RA and literally had so many conversations with my RA about this, and like I just feel like it was all a conflict of interest that like nobody gave a flying F. Not to mention that my RA was a part of a sorority as well. So is this like initiation? This is what's going through my head. I'm trying to figure out like, what's the motive here? Like, why is nobody doing anything about this? This is literally a safety issue, and that's what your RA is there for. So then she goes, okay, well, maybe we need to have a conversation. Let me know a time that me and the other RAs or the head RAs can come into your room and we can talk. Talking is not going to fix the problem at this point. To me, that was not what I wanted to do, because I felt like I was being punished. I felt like I was going to be put on the spot, and I wasn't causing any of this. This is literally a privacy issue. This is a safety issue. This is somebody who's tampering with my stuff and is literally purposely doing it. Please tell me what having a discussion is going to do. So then I explained everything to my roommate. I went through the whole shampoo and conditioner, and she kind of just looked at me like I was crazy, like I was just being over dramatic, like I was making this up, like there's no way this was happening, like the first week of school. And she kind of just like kept letting it go on. Like, she was almost doing what I was doing, which was giving it another reason to like nudge at it. She just kept letting it go on. The reason why we made a roommates agreement was so that we both signed it and we both knew, hey, I said I don't want anybody over during this time. I don't want this happening. I don't want this happening. I'm not comfortable with this. And if it was broken, then my RA has something to go back at and then have a reason to go to somebody higher up. Right after we signed the roommates agreement and we both agreed to what we feel comfortable with, she broke it the next day. That was when she started locking me out of my room. She still consistently had her boyfriend over all day long, and they both were messing with my stuff.
I mean,
Wow.
this situation better than most of us would, because I can't imagine keeping my cool in that situation.
Man.
I mean, it's one thing to have your personal items messed with, but locking me out of my own room, you've got to.
Yeah, See, I'm telling you, what do I keep telling y'all? People only fuck with those that they feel they can. Like, if she was like a girl from Compton, girl, the Bronx, okay, listen, the Bay, girl, she would have got her ass whooped. I'm telling you, no problem. Call them friends. And see what makes it suck because she is in a new environment. She don't know nobody. Girl, we gonna make friends. I'll pay motherfuckers to get that bitch up out of there. I ain't gonna lie. Okay, I would, man, or I probably stalk her ass. I ain't gonna lie. You know what I mean? Wired a little too crazy. Like I would stalk my roommate and make her. Like, you know what I mean? I would just stalk her. I would stalk her, try to find her in dark places, and I'd probably hold her up, y'all. I ain't gonna say with what, but I would. I'd have to. You know what I mean? Like, you gonna stop this shit. Like, you know what I mean? For real. That's good that don't nobody know me, because I could do what I want and they wouldn't know who the fuck I was. Okay, you gotta know how to play your cards. You gotta know. She's bullying her. Like, you know what I mean? Violating her. You know what I mean? Putting shit in her stuff. And if she was putting stuff in this girl's shampoo, I know she did something to this girl's toothbrush. Y'all, unfortunately, this shit happens all the damn time, y'all. All the time. You got all types of reports of people being cruel to their roommates because they don't like them. And again, what cracks me up about this, y'all, she says she a whole Christian. Girl, no, you not. Who's speaking in your ears? Can't be godly. The fuck? A girl, Christian or not, you will get your Christian ass whooped too. For real.
Be kidding me. And let's not even talk about the constant gaslighting from her roommate. No, that's exactly where I was living a situation.
Naming Marcus, huh?
Here's to part 3 of my college roommate experience. So I, at this point, have still not confronted my roommate, nor have I said anything to her. I've only been in contact with my RA, and I've been getting bombarded by my mother to take initiative and to do something and to stick up for myself for once, and I never am able to do that. Which is why I get put in this position, because people take advantage of how nice I am, and I just always get treated so crappy, and I just let people walk over me. And I was so nice to her. When I tell you, like, I'm like, hey, like, I have this food, you can have whatever you want, you can use this, you can use that. Like, I literally, I wanted to be comfortable, and I'm such a friendly person that I was just like, what did I do to deserve this? And why does she hate me so much? So I'm to the point where I'm literally texting my RA every single day. I'm like, hey, update, this happened. We met one time, and we literally, like, verbally talked about everything face to face. And she was very like, oh, I'm so sorry that you're going through this. Like, we're definitely gonna get this figured out. Like, this is not okay. She shouldn't be using a lock on the door because that's my room too. And if I don't have access to it, there's a problem. And also mentioned some of the other things like, hey, like, her messing with your stuff. Like, this is definitely something that we need to talk about. We need to take to somebody higher up. Was it done? No. I got to the point where I felt like I was being so vulnerable because I'm literally crying to my RA at times, and I'm so upset that I got to the point where I was like, I don't think she deserves to know my business any longer. It's time for me to take initiative and go to somebody else. But then again, I still did not say anything to my roommate because I knew after whoever I talked to, I had to go back into the room with her because I didn't know anybody else. Thankfully, I finally did meet my friends on campus, and I was able to go over to their place when I didn't feel comfortable being in my room. And even they told me, Aaliyah, you need to say something. And I still did not. Reason being why this was such a big life lesson for me. It is so sickening to even think about the days that I literally felt so uncomfortable being in my room, whether it be just with her or with her and her boyfriend, that I ate my dinner every single day out on the back balcony in an area on a college campus that is not anywhere near safe, by myself, and I spent every time throughout the day that I didn't want to be in my room with her in the basement of our building. And I literally told my RA this, and there was times where I would pass her on the steps down to the basement while she's taking her laundry up or down, and she just kind of like gave me a grin. At this point, it was awkward. She knew what she was doing, and so did my roommate. This is going on to maybe like the second or third week of school, coming up on my birthday. She's been tampering with all of my items, taking them off the walls, messing with my shampoo and conditioner. And then one morning, I woke up with my sweatshirt covered in bleach. Now, not to mention, throughout this time, I had mentioned to my mom before that I have not been feeling well in school. And she kind of mentioned like maybe it's like a virus going around because it's like everybody's just now starting school. And I kind of just went with it, but it was like a feeling where I felt like I was like hallucinating, and I just felt drowsy all the time and just like lightheaded. Whoa. And not to over exaggerate, but I am a very light sleeper. I wake up to every noise, every nudge, everything. And I was knocked out those nights. I was knocked out. So I'm like waking up, and I look in my mirror when I walk into the bathroom, and I'm like, what the is this? and it was just like there was just bleach on like my shoulders and around like my neckline.
Whoa.
And you know how if you use like different products or something with like benzoyl peroxide that can bleach your stuff? I didn't have anything, and I didn't change any of my items, so I didn't even want that to be a reason that somebody was like, oh, are you using something different? No, I'm not. What the hell is this? So I took that with a grain of salt as well. And at this point,
man, hell nah, y'all. She been rugging this girl too. Oh, that is a criminal offense, girl. What the hell? She just won't be. That girl is. Oh my gosh, y'all. Thank God we do have a jail, honey, and a cemetery. You know what I mean? For real. Oh my gosh, they going through crazy lengths just to make this girl leave. Like, bitch, I'm pretty sure she wanted to. The fuck you mean? Like, this is crazy, y'all. There are really people out there who really they screws is really loose. Like, they loony. You got to get loonier than them. You know, don't follow that. Don't follow that. Don't follow that. Don't follow that. Be smart. Do all you can to take legal action. And if that don't work, you know what I'm saying? This
is when like her like actions started to like change. Like, usually we would tell each other when we're leaving, or like at least I would be like, bye, like I'll be back later. And she kind of just like would walk out now and just like slam the door, and like her and her boyfriend would purposely make it so awkward for me when they were both in the room and I was in there too, that like they wanted me to leave because they wanted their private time. So at this point, I gave them what they wanted, and I was never in my room, and that just gave more time for them to just mess with whatever they wanted. So now I would come back and all of my lights would be unplugged, my TV would be unplugged, my vanity light would be unplugged, and my refrigerator would be unplugged.
Do her
And obviously that means all of my food would go bad. When she would know that I'm like going out with my friends for the weekend, or I'm going to be over my friends, she unplugged or turned the temperature, the knob, all the way to 0 on my fridge and my freezer. So this leads into my birthday. So the day of my birthday, she knew that I was probably not going to be in my room much. I was going to be hanging out with my friends. I was going to be out that weekend. And she plotted. Still coming back at this point to all of my stuff off the walls. Like, this was just typical. This was usual. And I think at this time, like, she stopped messing with, like, my shower stuff.
Oh my God, these damn ads. Oh my Lord, please. Why do y'all gonna do this to us? We don't care.
But I kind of just, like, kept it
we
away
don't care.
in a bin now, so she couldn't really touch it. And I was having to literally like hide all of my electronics and like all of my important stuff because I knew that that stuff was going to get messed with. Stay tuned for the next part of what took initiative on my birthday 1 year ago. Here's to part 4 of my college roommate experience. And the reason why I am making this story time today is because 3 a.m. tomorrow on August 28th is when I made my first police report ever, being an adult, against my college roommate on my birthday, and it was absolutely ruined and traumatizing and horrific. So here I am. Cheers to having a good birthday tomorrow. I'm finally sharing my story today. So my mom on my birthday last year, this was my first birthday I had ever spent away from my family in a space that was supposed to feel like home to me. So my mom sent me some flowers and she sent me a bundt cake. I had plans later on to go out with my friends, and I got an Airbnb in the city that my university was in. And we all just kind of like looked forward to getting away for the night and just like having fun together. So I put my flowers and my bundt cake in my refrigerator in my room so that it didn't go bad, and nor did my flowers. I packed up my stuff for the night, and my roommate was watching me pack my bag, so she knew I was leaving. And she also sent me a text message while I was in the bathroom and asked if I was leaving for the weekend or for the night, and I never responded. At this point, I kind of knew something was going on. At this point, I was aware something was going on, and that was the reason why I was packing my stuff up and I was getting the F out of there. Did not even want to come back there for the night of my birthday, and I just wanted to have a good day. But when she sent me that text message and asked, I just thought it was kind of odd because she never asks what I'm doing. So I just had a gut feeling that she was going to mess with something that night, or she had a plan. She texted me and she said, I'm just asking because my boyfriend's coming over. I got out the shower and I packed my bags. I packed everything I could and I left. But the most important part is that before I left, I made the decision to set up my iPad under my covers, and I turned on my voice memos while her boyfriend was there with her to see what was discussed while I was gone. I have now gotten to the point where I felt like I was so crazy and that I was making all of this up and that this was just all just like happening to me, that I needed some type of clarification, some type of validation that it was her and this was purposeful and it's not me. I'm not the problem. I then went over to my friends for about 2 hours and I planned on coming back with them to grab my iPad out of my room. At this point, I needed this for my own well-being. And I don't know how to explain the feeling that I was getting, but it's almost like when you're in a toxic relationship and things are bad and you want out of it, but then when things are good, like you forget about all of the bad and you're just like blinded. Because she would find reasons to like kind of like nudge and just like check in on me. Hey, how are you doing? I've been so worried about you. You weren't in the room last night. And I'm like, oh my gosh, maybe she does care. Maybe this isn't her. So I asked
girl, don't be dumb. See, she's so young. But hopefully this will teach her about sticking up for herself. Girl, don't be afraid to protect yourself either. Because she only doing that. This girl, I'm going to tell you right now. I don't know what the girl looks like. I don't know what the roommate was. Black, white, orange, blue, purple, whatever she was, y'all. She was jealous of her. She's nice. She's pretty. You know what I mean? Soft spoken. She's what society deems attractive, y'all. And I don't know what the roommate looked like I said before, but it don't even matter. Whether she look good too, she is competition. Mind you, a boyfriend. She got a boyfriend. The roommate had a boyfriend. She probably know her boyfriend be cheating and stuff. Probably like her. Probably caught him looking at her. You know what I mean? And that's why she got like a little secret, but not a secret vendetta against her. Because she, you know what I mean? She jealous. She's jealous and she's also stupid. Anyway, but let me see, girl. What did she do on her damn birthday?
Friends to come back with me to grab my iPad. Gosh, maybe she does. Doing. I've been so worried about you. You weren't in the room last night. And I'm like, oh my gosh, maybe she does care. Maybe this isn't her. So I asked my friends to come back with me to grab my iPad. And when I walked in the room, I was kind of given this look that like was very envious from her. And I just straight up asked her. I was like, hey, are you touching my stuff?
With your friends. She did it though. So cute, but back to it.
She right away was just like, no. Her reaction was very nonchalant. It was very, like, it wasn't even concerning because the way that I was thinking, I'm like, wow, if my roommate asked me if I was messing with her stuff and it was being tampered with, and I'm like, I directly told her, I'm like, well, my stuff is being dumped out and it's ripped off the walls. It's being moved around. If I actually didn't do anything and I was hurt, I would be worried because that would mean that somebody else has been in our room in which my stuff is in too. But her reaction was not giving that. It was giving very like, no, it wasn't me. And at that very moment, her boyfriend laughed in front of my face. Mind you, my iPad is still recording at this point, and I decided that after I leave that room, after asking her, I'm going to leave it in there because I'm going to hear what they talk about after I leave too. So I continuously asked her, I'm like, who's touching my stuff then? Because the only two people who have ever been in this room since the first day of school are you and you. So who is touching my stuff? Then again, I got the same reaction, which is, well, I don't know, but it wasn't me. That is when I made the conscious decision to leave my iPad in there and continue recording. Because at this point, I knew it was her. Especially with the laughing, I was so offended and I was so angry, but I didn't know what to do. And I'm like, you know what? This recording is literally going to give me everything that I need. I went outside and I called my mom and I was telling her everything that was going on and like what I did, and I gave her about 5 minutes in the room. And so I went back in and I grabbed my iPad, and literally 2 minutes later, her boyfriend is like walking as fast as he can out of the building.
What the hell?
To me, that was I just got caught. I got to get out of here, because the last thing I said before I left the room, when I asked her if she was touching my stuff, I said, all right, I'm not stupid. And I said, I'll be back. And I think me saying I'll be back scared her, or at least gave them a feeling of, oh, I don't know who Aaliyah is going to come back with. I don't know if she's going to go tell somebody, but we're caught. That's exactly what it was giving. And at that point, I kind of knew.
You know, listening to her, you know, when you're a good
Oh, girl.
you are kind honest with that part of your account.
No shade, but Jody, girl, I'm not trying to hear you.
Part 5, I grabbed my iPad. Roommate.
Like you, I can't wait to hear. So let's listen.
Here's to part 5 of my college roommate experience. At this point, I had finally went back in and I grabbed my iPad from my bed. She is dramatically crying and she's on the phone when I walk in there, and all I said was, don't touch my stuff again, and I walked out. I made my way back over to my friend's place, my friend's dorm, And at this point, I literally felt so sick to my stomach. I hadn't even had the chance to listen to anything yet, but I just had the same feeling that I had been feeling when I felt sick. And I'm like, this is not just a sickness, okay? I know, one, I probably just feel sick to my stomach from what happened, but I felt so like drained and just drowsy and weird. So give or take a few hours, like I get ready or whatever, and we're just chilling, and I could not hold myself back any longer from listening to the audio recording. Midnight finally hits. I kind of like cheers, like whatever, happy birthday, Aaliyah. We have our little moments. And then I'm like, okay, like I cannot like go any longer without having some type of clarification. I need to listen to this. So I put my beats on, and for hours, I sat
On her birthday though, girl.
there straightening my hair and listening to this audio recording. And within the first 30 minutes, she openly acknowledged to her boyfriend that she had been messing with my stuff and ripping it off my walls. I was honestly so surprised that it even got brought up, but I feel like this was literally just God, and this was like, here you go, Aaliyah. You're not crazy, it's not you, and you're not the problem. And I instantly called my mom, and I was telling her how I didn't feel well. I showed her my scalp. I took pictures of it. It's literally blistered, and it hurts, and it's seeping while I'm straightening my hair. That's when I noticed it. And I felt weird. And she's like, Aaliyah, have you ever thought that she's putting stuff in your shampoo and conditioner, but she's also putting stuff in your beverages in your fridge? And that's when I finally just got like this weird, sickening gut feeling. And she's like, you need to call the police. So I listened to the audio a little bit more, and the only things that I was hearing was literally her saying, yeah, I ripped this off her walls. She was talking about the days that I do my laundry. She was clearly messing with my stuff. She was talking about my reaction when I walked out of the shower. Her boyfriend was asking, like, did you see her face when she walked out the bathroom? Like, they had been plotting and like...
What the fuck? This is her boyfriend saying this shit? Oh my God, what a bitch. Like, what the fuck are you doing? He ain't got no friends, y'all. He ain't got no friends because she don't want him to have no friends. That's what y'all talking about? What the fuck? That's what y'all... That's what y'all talking about? Like... Why are we talking about my roommate would be my question to him. You know what I'm saying? Or vice versa. Why are we talking about your roommate, bitch? I didn't come over for that. Let's keep it real. I really don't care. But he gonna tolerate it because, you know what I'm saying, that's probably the only way she could relax. I need to make sure that he hates her too. She's insecure. Oh God. Oh God. Girl, get back to it. My bad, Joe. My bad. Hold on.
Clearly messing with my stuff. She was talking about my reaction when I walked out of the shower. Her boyfriend was asking, like, did you see her face when she walked out the bathroom? Like, they had been plotting and like literally messing with my stuff just to see my reaction. And when I noticed that she was messing with my fridge and I would literally open it in front of her face and turn it back on and turn the knob back up, he literally asked her in the audio recording, did you see her face? And he was like, she said no, she was facing the other way. Then they literally would sit there and they were like, what do you think she's doing that right now? Where do you think she goes out? Then he was asking if I was leaving for the night, and she goes, yeah, she was packing her bags. Like, the entire 2 hours, they were literally plotting and just talking about me. At that, she was mocking me too. She goes, okay, let me make some content. And
Whoa.
they were like, I knew my LED light was bothering her, even though it was never on, because I had the common courtesy, because that light is so freaking bright, not to turn it on, but I still had it up on my wall on my side of the bedroom. And she literally was like, it's just so big and it's just bright. And he was like, why don't you make your own? And she was like, no, I just ripped it off the walls. Like, everything was literally giving jealousy and envy. And now I'm just like, I don't even want to know how far this would have been taken if I wouldn't have done this tonight. And I had enough at this point that I finally called the police. I hadn't even fully listened to the audio recording, but I was so sick and I was mind blown and I was terrified that I wasn't going to be able to have a good day without taking initiative and finally doing something about it and putting my foot down.
Yeah,
so
there
I called
you
the
go.
police and they were just asking if I needed an ambulance because I was explaining how I felt and I was explaining the situation, told them where I was at, and they finally came to me and I sat there in the lobby on the floor of my friends in the hallway and I literally told them what happened to me. They were taking notes. They were asking how old I was, and I was like, well, it's actually my birthday today. And it was my first year being an adult, being away from home, not having a support system, not having my mom there to help me. I didn't know my rights as a victim. I didn't know if this was severe enough to even be calling the police. I felt like in every aspect of this that I was being so over dramatic, and I just felt like I was just dumbfounded. I just felt so stupid, and like, you know, like when you just start to blame yourself for things. And I was just kind of sitting there like, why would you let this go on for so long? And then just to have them sit there and they're like, okay, well, we're gonna have to assign you a victim rights advocate, and we're paging other officers, handing me paperwork about my victim rights, and that this is harassment and this is assault, especially if she's putting something in my stuff.
Exactly.
And tampering with my...
And then if you're allergic, you can die from a crazy allergic reaction. And her dumb ass probably didn't even care. Like, you knew it was wrong. You knew it was going to have a negative effect on her. You know what I mean? Ooh, y'all. Oh my gosh. And see, when you think of jail, it'd be them type of women in jail, though, but probably like to like worse extents. You know what I mean? Putting stuff to kill you, like half, you know, past poison. We talking about like generational shit. Like, I don't know, but I'm just saying, like, yeah, she could get crazy, man. But that's good for her that she stood up for herself. I mean, there's only so many punches you gonna take before you start punching back, you know?
Items. I was sitting there, I'm shaking. I had all of my new friends, which, God forbid, I'm so glad that I met them. They were there with me every moment of it. I had my mom on the phone too because I was having to sign papers. I didn't know what I was signing. I'm like, hey, can I send a picture of this to my mom? Like, am I allowed to do that? I don't know what I'm signing. Basically signing to say that I can have somebody to be an advocate for me in court. And I think that's when it finally hit me. I'm like, wow, like, this is real life right now. Like, this is actually happening to me. And this was so true. And this was actually taking place this whole time, Aaliyah. It wasn't you. And just the having the feeling of just like being able to finally breathe and know that I wasn't the problem and I wasn't going crazy was relieving at the same time, but it was also so scary. Stay tuned for part 6.
Damn, part 6, girl, come on.
6, I believe, of my college roommate experience. So at this point, I had literally told the police everything that happened, and I also told them that I had this audio recording. And they kind of mentioned to me, you know, you're not going to be able to use this in court because you did record without our consent, but you can send it to us and we can look through it. Now, in my head, I knew nobody was going to take me serious if I just sent over this 2-hour recording and let it be up to them to listen to it and figure out what was said the whole time. It was already hard enough to try to hear because my iPad was like under the cover, and when the AC would kick on in the room, like you could barely hear what was being said. So I tried my very best for hours and hours and hours all night long to listen in my beats and go back and go forward and go back and go forward and try to figure out everything that was said and to mark the timing, the timestamps, so that the police could do nothing but literally just look at them and go find it for themselves. At this point, I was begging for somebody to finally take initiative and do something about it. And I had told my RA that I was making a police report, and she asked to be present with all of the other RAs to make me comfortable. Why are you trying to make me comfortable now? This is all, to me, people trying to try to cover it up. I don't need anybody to make me comfortable. You should have been done that, and you should have done something about it before. But now that I'm going to somebody else higher up, you want to be present. So after the police took everything that I had, took my statement, he kind of let me go for the night and told me, you know, tomorrow we're going to do what we can to get you out of that room, and we're going to have the police move you out of your room tomorrow. Because I had already expressed so many times to my RA and the higher ups of, you know, the RAs or whatever, that I wanted out of my room.
Sadie used to worry about bringing bad breath into
See?
the bedroom.
Oh my God, I cannot believe that. The policy, I don't know how the policy works with colleges when this issue comes up, because it's gonna, you know, this happens, you know, where roommates just don't get along, but to where people want to take it to a whole nother like level of being disrespectful by tampering with your stuff and making it known but not known, you know what I'm saying? Stuff like that, man. I need to know what the policies are, because about her taking the necessary steps. When they first start kicking off and she went to the RAs about it, they want to sit there and act like they, you know what I mean? Oh, this is nothing. Like, you know, wasn't taking her serious, y'all. Ooh, see, this is the type of stories that I'm not triggered, but it do make me want to find whoever the hell did this to her and really murk they shit. Like, you know what I mean? For real. Like, knock them right square in their mouth. Bow. Okay. No Anthony Joshua, but you know what I'm saying? But still, but yeah, I feel so bad for her, and I bet if nothing else, this would teach her, man. Always paper trail. Make sure you take all the measures in doing the right thing first before. Well, you always want to do the right thing, right? But I'm saying always document, man. Document. You know what I mean? And all document not only what she did, but also what who you went to and what those people said too. Because there's always somebody above somebody. Hey, did you take these measures? Because the first thing that when you start getting the law ball, the first thing they're gonna do is break down the policy. What's the policy? Did you follow protocol? Did she come to you and what time? And then what did you say? Okay, you didn't do this. Okay, because they'll get in trouble. Not just homegirl, not just the idiot, but the other idiots that she went to and decided not to help her.
It's swishy time.
She uses
For
their
real.
overnight mouthwash to fight
You gotta
bad.
stay ready. You gotta know.
Not even that I wanted out of my room, but I wanted her out of the room, because me having to move all of my stuff out of my room feels like I'm the one who's being punished. They were just expressing to me how hard it is to do room changes, blah, blah, blah. But I had heard about so many people changing their rooms. I'm like, are you serious right now? And how it's such a long process, but it clearly wasn't serious enough for them. So the next day, after getting a few hours of sleep, I woke up, and at 9 o'clock in the morning, I was at the police station. I was literally sitting on my birthday in a 2x2 cubicle room with a camera on me, and an officer, a detective, and a victim rights advocate, and me at a circle table and a recording device in the middle of the table. Never experienced anything like that in my life. I was scared. And you know, when you get scared, you want to give up and just walk away from the situation, and you don't want to have to deal with it. I have such bad anxiety. I literally sat there and I was like, I feel like I am in trouble. So I had to sit there on a recording device and explain my whole story over again. I was asked questions. I was basically interviewed, and it was scary. It was intimidating. And then I had to wait some time, and then another officer came in, or a detective, and then I had to wait again. I was there for hours, and I had my friends, who I cannot thank God enough for them, in the room next to me, just waiting on me the entire time. I will say that the officers made me very comfortable during that time, but it was taken advantage of very quickly. I obviously told them how, I was kind of big on social media, had a name to myself, that they knew who I was. And I think once you hear that, then it's like, whoa. We either, one, have to do something about this and risk it getting out, or two, we don't do anything about it and we cover it up. And that's exactly what they did. I didn't go to the Cincinnati police. I went to the campus police, which they claim is the same as Cincinnati police. But I think I made a mistake going to campus police because it's a big circle. We're all a part of the University of Cincinnati. Then I was taken to my room after all of that in the detective's car, and I was told that I had like 2 hours before my roommate got back to her room from class, because they looked up her class schedule, to get all of my crap out of the room. I lived on the first floor of my building, and I was being moved across the street to the 4th floor where there's no elevators, just stairs.
Damn. In
the end of August in 90-degree weather on my birthday. These officers were not getting paid to help me, so I literally once again want to thank God for and bless their hearts, because they did help me even though they did not have to. But they helped me carry, all of my big items that I had my stepdad move into my room for me that I then had to move out of my room myself. They helped me take care of those ones and carry them up 4 flights of stairs to my new room. Such as my fridge, my nightstands, my vanity, my microwave, all of the heavy things that there was no way I was going to be able to do that myself. I cannot tell you, these guys were drenched in sweat and were red-faced. But then we got all of my stuff in the buckets, moved them across the street, carried every single thing up, every single flight of stairs, went down, went up, went down, went down. It took a long time. But I finally got all of my stuff into my new bedroom with 3 different roommates, but I did have my own private room this time.
Nice.
And then again, I was stuck on my birthday with a disastrous room, and I had to figure out how I'm going to decorate it, what I'm going to do, and this was going to be so time consuming, so I did not get to enjoy my birthday.
I'm a good gift giver. She is.
This season,
I'm gonna say this though, at least you were able to leave the freaking room. At least you were able to leave the freaking room, okay? Because, honey, listen. Because you never know. She don't even know her strength. She could have, because if she wouldn't have gone to the police or the RAs and, what if she just, her bucket, everybody has a bucket or a cup that's halfway full. As soon as you get your ass up, okay, you already don't want to do nothing. Like, but I'm saying, like, if her cup or bucket were to fill up too full, y'all, to where, hey, we have to brink of tipping over. You know what I mean? I done had a bad day, okay? You know what I mean? She might have got fired from her job, okay? Found out a family member passed away that she was really close to. You know what I mean? I'm just giving the scenario to where this is why this is so dangerous for the bully. Because meanwhile, you sitting there trying to push this girl down, mess with her stuff, have her bring an allergic reaction to her, all this old extra shit. Y'all, this girl could have snapped on this girl, fuck around and found out girl got killed. You know what I mean? This happens all the time. At the very least, you're gonna get your ass whooped, okay? You bleeding for sure. This is why you don't mess with nobody, man. But again, I keep telling y'all over and over, people only do this shit to people they feel they can. This is why it's so important to make sure you remember to stick up for yourself, assert yourself. There ain't nothing wrong with that, and fuck how you feel. For real, if you really want to know.
I wanted to make sure to give to my biggest supporters, my family. It's the people.
So after this, they were
Her
kinda
story
like,
went on
okay,
for hella long, y'all. Damn, hold on. You said, well, thank you for checking my comment. It makes me so happy. That's good. No problem.
hey, like, we got you out of your room, yay, that's it. And they also collected out of my old room my shampoo, my conditioner, my iced coffees, my apple juice, my Brita water filter, almost everything that they could that could have been tampered with or she could have put something in. They said they were going to take it to the evidence lab, the evidence crime lab, and they were going to test it in an evidence freezer. Now, if you're not aware, beverages, they will put in an evidence freezer, and if it doesn't freeze, that means that there's something in it, such as alcohol or THC oil. Correct me if I'm wrong on the THC oil. I felt so relieved being in a new room, and I had hope at this point, but that wasn't it.
So she finally reached her breaking point.
Oh, girl.
In deal, like, around at the roommate. This is an easier.
My room, I was in a new area. I spent my college roommate experience. So I was finally moved out of my room. I was in a new area. I spent the rest of the weekend for my birthday just hanging with friends, and then I came back a few days later to finally put my room in place. I finally felt like I had a new environment, I had a refresh, and this was such a blessing to be able to have my own space and to kind of restart my college experience and be able to live out the experience like everybody else, because that was stripped from me. I was continuously going back and forth with the detective, and he kind of mentioned to me, hey, like, can you share all of your pictures and all of your evidence with me in this folder? So I did. I gave him everything I had. We kept in close contact, and he updated me continuously. I got a call from him one day, and I know this is kind of going to be all over the place because it's kind of hard to remember the timeline of events that happened. But I got a call from him, and he was like, hey, Aaliyah, I just want to ask you, did you ever happen to put any beer or any alcohol in, like, your iced coffee or your apple juices or THC oil? He was like, I'm not accusing you of anything. I just have to ask you this in case our labs come back, which are going to take a while, and we do find something in it. I just want to make clarification first that, this wasn't you. I was like, of course not. No. He kind of, let me know that it was going to take a while for this stuff to get tested, and he has other stuff to be working on now, so I just had to be patient. I shared everything I had with him, and it was just a waiting game now. It wasn't long before I started getting packages to my new room. I was getting notifications from our package center that I had packages waiting for me, and I wasn't expecting any because I hadn't updated my new room address on anything, so I was confused on where they were coming from. Nobody but my mother knew my new address. But it's not a coincidence that, it was from her because she was right across the street from me. So they came to the same buildings and she knew I was there. All you had to do was put a name on it. I went and picked up my package, and it was a package from Amazon with my first name and the first 3 letters of my last name, my building number, but not the correct room, and that was it. So I obviously took it upon myself to call Amazon and ask where this package was coming from, and obviously they were like, it's you. All of my information was made on a new account. My first and last name, my phone number but not my email, and my new address, obviously. So they were just like, girl, it's you. And I was like, no, it's not. So can you tell me who this is from? And for privacy reasons, they couldn't tell me any more information. I gave them my actual Amazon account. I confirmed the account. And so they just really couldn't tell me anything else. Now, when I opened the package, I got a Bible. This Bible. The Bible that I use to this day. This is what I got in the mail from Amazon. From you know who. It was pretty obvious to me. I use this Bible because a lot of people told me not to. They're like, Leah, I wouldn't use that. I believe that God is protecting me at all times, and I honestly believe that it was such a blessing that I went through that situation because I would not be how strong I am today. She may have sent this to me as a form of sarcasm, but she guided me right down the correct path to find Jesus. So there is a story behind my Bible.
Most of my classmates.
You got a part 8 to that thing? Oh my God. First of all, I don't give a damn if she meant well with it. Whatever. Girl, you gotta forgive me, y'all, for saying this, but that Bible will go in the trash. And probably burned. I ain't gonna lie, because she touched it. I don't want nothing or anything that has anything to do with that girl. She lucky I don't run across the street and beat her damn. Like,
So you feel like you're in a place.
I wouldn't do that.
I firmly believe that
I wouldn't.
God will find his ways. God will find his ways to you, and he did. And that's why I didn't choose to go get my own Bible or use another one. I used this one. So I obviously called the detective back and I was like, hey, I'm getting packages in the mail now. Like, what can we do about this? And he mentioned tracking the IP address and the card number used. Amazon also let me know that my card number that's connected to my Amazon account is not the same card that was used, which let me know that, you know, it wasn't me. They said that they took note of it and that they were going to check in on that package. Now, the police asked me at this point to not have any contact with her. Also, an important point that I forgot was the night of my birthday, after she knew I was leaving, after I even came in and confronted her. When my birthday finally hit at midnight, after I confronted her, she sent me a happy birthday message. She sent me a happy birthday message with a heart. That's why I'm like, am I being manipulated? Like, what's going on?
Of course, girl.
Another important detail I forgot to mention was when I went into the room to grab my iPad and to leave, when I said that she was crying, she had called somebody and she said, my roommate just came in here. I'm scared. She's bawling her eyes out. She's like, I'm very uncomfortable. I don't know what she's going to do. She said she'll be back. She's not in here right now. And that's when I walked back in and grabbed my iPad while she was still on the phone. Anywho, everything with the police investigation was a waiting game at this point. I was trying to figure out who else can I go to take initiative and do something within the university and not just the police. Because they're not really connected. They handle their crime investigation separately. I decided to go to Student Code because that's who you go to if something happened and, you know, somebody gets removed from the university or gets put on like academic leave or probation or whatever they call it. You go to Student Code about it. I went through the entire university's Student Code, which is pages and pages long, of everything that you're not supposed to do, such as, you know, like Title IX, harassment, bullying, cheating. I went through all of their stuff. I went through everything and I wrote down everything that she disobeyed, everything that she did, and what part of the Student Code book she violated. I sent an email about my experience, what happened, what was going on with the police, and I sent that email over to the Student Code. I finally got a response that was, hey, we're glad that you're in a new space now. We hope that works out for you, but our Student Code team is down right now. Because I overheard that they were changing locations or something, but that is not an excuse. Because what do you do if something happens on campus? Who do you go to? I still, at this point, felt like everything was just being covered up. They were kind of like, whoa, and made a dumb excuse for it, and I never heard back from them. UC, get it together. During the meantime, you know, I was told from the police, don't contact her, don't talk to her, don't do any of this, but I still felt the urge to. I texted her and I told her, I hope you got what you wanted. Her reply was, what are you talking about? I really don't know what you're talking about. You left this in the room. Do you still want it? And I was like, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I hope you got what you finally wanted. Told her that it's all on video, and I never really gave her much more of an explanation. And the first thing that she said was, were you recording me without my consent? Yeah, babe, I was. She was trying to instigate a reason to make me feel like I did something I wasn't supposed to do and try to flip the script on me, and I wasn't letting it happen. And she just continued to play dumb, and then like that was it. Fast forward to months later, come October time, I believe, end of September, October, I finally heard back from the police, and they told me that they finally got back the lab results. And he told me, he was like, hey Leah, your stuff never froze. Told me that my iced coffee and my apple juice or whatever else they took never froze, which does prove that there was something put in my beverages, that she was intoxicating me. Then he also said, as far as the shampoo and conditioner, that stuff is made with chemicals, so it's very hard to tell what was put in it. I was like, hey, that's okay. At least I have this audio recording and I have the lab results. Then he goes, well, Aaliyah, I can only use that recording to sit her down and talk to her, but we don't have any direct evidence that it was her. The way that the system is built is basically if you don't have something on camera, if you don't have something visually recording somebody committing a crime, it's impossible to do something about it.
This is why I told you, homegirl. Well, she can't hear you, Tosh. But this is why I tell y'all, man, okay, justice can be served. I'm just saying, it's about how you go about things. I'm not encouraging nobody to do nothing they don't want to, and you ain't got to listen to me. I am not in control of you, but I'm letting you know what Tasha might do, okay, or what she might not do, okay, for real. Because, girl, please, shit, people only try those that they feel they can. Girl, never. Okay, and after that text message, boy, would have went across that street. Okay, ain't no cameras in here, is there? All right, well, let me beat your ass real quick. Now, let me stop. We ain't about that, y'all. We're not, right?
Never gonna get justice for what happened. It's impossible to do something about it. You're never gonna get justice for what happened. I have her openly acknowledging everything. They have the knickknacks, they have the evidence, but I just finally felt left down. This comes October, when I got off of that phone and I went through one of the hardest times of my life. I held on to hope for so long, and I was just so angry and I was so let down because I have been put in this position so many times in my life where I don't speak up and I don't speak up for myself, and I felt like, Aaliyah, like you finally did it. You finally did it. And you waited and you waited and you waited, and I had hope and I had faith that something was going to happen, and it didn't. And everybody else got to walk away from that situation, and I was left to live with that. I was let down in every single way possible. I was sick, I was intoxicated, I was technically assaulted, I was harassed, I was humiliated, my privacy was violated, my safety was violated, and I was basically just bullcrap out of luck.
You already pay rent, so what if you could earn points that turn into your next vacation, or help cover a future rent payment?
At this point, I spent maybe my last 2 weeks at the university. I was going through a lot of family things at the time, and I was coming close to losing a grandparent of mine. I went through an era where I kind of lost myself for like those last few weeks that I was there, and I was, not that that's an excuse for anything, but I was so traumatized and I just wanted to get away from the situation. Fast forward, I finally moved back home and I gave up. Here's the part 8 and the last final part of my college roommate experience. I moved back home to Columbus, and I finally made the decision that I no longer want to be there. I don't want to be at Cincinnati, and I felt so unsafe there, and it didn't feel like home to me, and I never was given the chance to actually fulfill my college experience. And I just had a gut feeling that if nothing was done about this, if people were covering it up, God only knows what else could happen. I just felt more secure being back at home with my family. Yes, I had severe FOMO. I felt like I was missing out on so much, and so much was stripped from me that I did not deserve from literally the second day that I moved in. And, you know, I came home and everybody's like, oh, like, Aaliyah, how's college? Like, how's this? Why are you home? I got so many questions from everybody, and it was so hard for me to tell them what happened. It just didn't even feel real. And my grandpa, who passed away in November, which was the next month after I moved back home, he would always tell me, you know, like, things happen for a reason. Like, whatever is meant to happen to her will happen to her. Leah, it's out of your hands. Like, basically just reminding me that, you know, God has my back and that my family is there to support me. And he would, you know, go to work and like tell people what was going on, and then I lost him. I was very faith driven, and this is part of my testimony, my reason why I started building a closer relationship. Anyways, I did give up. I got to the point where I was like, I don't want anything to do with this, because I was let down in so many ways that I just want to have peace of mind and I want to move on with my life and not still live in that moment. So I transferred schools and I took all of my classes through that school online because I just wanted to be home. I felt like a loser, and it was honestly like such a hard thing to go through because I felt like I was missing out on everything. But then again, I had to always remind myself that everything happens for a reason. She has removed herself from every social media platform, and still to this day, since last year, she's not anywhere. That only proves to you something. She still attends there, I believe. I believe that she's still in, you know, the same sorority. Nothing has been done. I don't even believe the police didn't even take the time to interview her or to talk to her or to say anything to her, which speaks such high volume. Fast forward to where we are now. I have grown such a loving passion for helping people and for giving people advice and for sharing my stories for the benefit of others, for sharing my voice for those who have not found theirs yet, and to learn to stick up for yourself. So within the past few months of getting prepared for school starting again, knowing that I am no longer there, I have prepared myself to finally share my story, because in order to heal, I feel like I finally need to put my foot down and I need to come forward about what happened to me and to finally live through the experience and not in the experience. Absolutely nobody deserves to go through this. And from what I was told, which correct me if I'm wrong, but the state that I live in, Ohio, is a one-party state, meaning that you don't actually need both parties to know that, you know, she was being recorded for it to be a piece of evidence. So I'm not sure if they were wrong on that, but that's what I was told. So in that case, it could have been used. Second off,
oh my God. So they were not efficient, y'all. Oh my Lord. She said it was the campus police. Girl, you need to know about a ski mask and a damn bat. Good God. This is what. Lord. Oh my goodness, y'all. That's good for her. You know what I mean? I'm happy that she's in a better space. But girl, ooh-wee, man. I probably would have went to jail for sure. For sure. Oh, for sure. You mess with my stuff, I would have to make you think I'm messing with your stuff. I mean, let's start there. Like, you know, I would totally, wholeheartedly have to make you feel just as, if not the same, but then more uncomfortable than you trying to make me feel uncomfortable. I'd have to. I'd have to. Oh my gosh, man. But she is right. Like, you know, when you don't know somebody, I mean, you know, that can feel intimidating when the environment is too new. You know, like the first day of school, I'll never forget, like 9th grade was like, oh my gosh, I'm with the big kids now. I was by myself. Y'all. Like, my older sister had just graduated out of high school, so I went to the same school she did when she had just left, y'all. I thought, my young ass thought, man, I had one more year with her, but she had just graduated, y'all. So finished middle school, you know what I mean? 8th grade, you already felt like a big kid, you know what I mean? Like, damn, I'm the big kid in this joint. 8th graders, you know what I'm saying? Mess up the 6th graders on that vibe. But it was a whole different ball game when you hit high school, 9th grade. Different vibe. You know what I mean? You don't know nobody. I didn't know nobody. And, you know, we don't know how people are going to interact with you. Some people might be trying to be all cool or too cool and start talking to you any type of way. Then you have to regulate their ass, and you know what I mean? Or you might just shut up. You know what I mean? But in the moment, you don't want to get embarrassed. You get what I'm saying? So you keep to yourself. You're reading the rooms, you're reading the vibes. Like, you know what I mean? So she's right. You know what I mean? I don't blame her for feeling the way that she did during those moments. But girl, I'm talking about when the first week Girl sitting there ripping your stuff off the walls. Girl, we're definitely going to address this situation, and we're going to do it now. It's just me and you. Fuck your boyfriend. I'm talking about the situation at hand. I'm not gonna feel embarrassed. I got to tell you right now. You touch my stuff, I'm gonna touch you. Okay? If she, you know what I mean? And if she keep doing it, I have to fuck with her stuff. We just gonna be some fucking with each other's stuff, motherfuckers. Okay? Forgive my language, y'all, but I'm a little mad about that. It's like, man, I do not. We still got bullies. Like, what? Oh, it's an internal thing, y'all. It stems from somewhere. Hurt people, y'all. Something was going on with her. She don't know how to handle her emotions. So when things happen, she just act out. You know what I mean? That's the thing. Until that acting out got your ass whooped. Like, you know what I mean? So, but yeah. All right, let me see if I can find some videos of some crazy ones. What time is it? 2:31, girl. We was on that one a little too long, man. I mean, I wish her best in the rest of her college journey. I hope that, what the hell? Yeah, it was mostly that girl. That's why I was like, girl, your thumbnail just made it seem like you had a world of compilations to look at. Girl, Jody did her thing though, y'all. Jody the island girl, she doing her thing. Okay, but if she clocked me for using that video, girl, you know what I'm saying, I'll just take it down, no problems. All right, dealing with toxic roommates, bad roommates part 1. I need some videos. Let me see this short to make.
Lately, it's become a trend to start ghosting.
Wait, when my roommate Irish exited on a random Sunday.
Your roommates in college. Literally, people are moving out of their dorms without any notice and are not telling their roommates because they want to avoid confrontation. So while the roommate is in class or getting food, the other one will tell their friends to come over and pack up all their stuff as fast as possible. But a lot of people are very upset at the users who are doing this, saying that it's very disrespectful to not say goodbye to someone you lived with and that it would make them cry if this happened to them. Lately,
oh my god, girl, you leaving whether we was close or not. I'd rather you leave, you know what I mean, than to mess with my stuff. It's not that deep, but then again, you know, society swear up and down, you just gotta have hella friends. Did you say that story was so good? It was good, but it took hella long. It made me mad that she wouldn't stick up for herself like harder. And you know what I mean? You got all police, we definitely going to the city police. We're not going to the campus police. Fuck them. I feel because it make me feel like they, like she said, they all in circles. So for all we know, all they care about is the image. You know what I mean? Oh, this never happened at this school. This school's the best because y'all money. You know what I mean? You signed up for that school. That's money. So, you know what I mean? Trying to keep the image cool. That's why you, but see, she young, she don't know. But documenting everything that happened, paper trailing, please. Paper trail. Ew. Paper trail. What the fuck was that? Anyway, yeah, I don't know what the hell that was about, but okay. But no, I just don't like that shit, man. People who be bullying folks, they all need their ass whooped. I don't give a damn what's going on in your personal life. People be going through stuff too. Others be going through stuff too. All right, crazy roommate story time. 1 hour compilation. Oh, girl. Okay, let me see this one, but so I swear, y'all, hold on, wait, pause, girl. You don't start talking. Let me see how long her shit is. Okay, we got everybody doing their damn makeup. Okay, so this one got, okay, so we got way more than just one person. All right, let me see.
Like, she's a very over-the-top person.
Hold on, it's always the pretty girls. Hold on. Start it over. All right, here we go. Disclaimer, these clips are not mine. All credit goes to the original creators. All right, y'all. Play, girl.
Story time of why I will literally not be nice to anyone ever again. Unless you, like, know them really well.
That's dramatic.
People will take advantage of you, and this happened to me a few months ago. I wasn't sure if I wanted to talk about it, but I'm tired of taking into account people's feelings that I do not care about anymore. Like, you disrespected me, why would I show you respect by not doing a story time on you? Anyway, so there's this girl that I was briefly friends with for a while. We kind of connected just through Instagram. Like, she kind of did social media as well. And I kind of love it when people are super passionate about those things. Like, I want to help them out, even though she was like a much smaller creator. I love ambitious people, and I want to be around people that are ambitious like that. And we got along really well over text. So we met up a few times, and like, she's a very over the top person. So definitely not someone that I could picture myself hanging out with consistently, because it would just be too draining for me. Like, she was fun in doses, like once in a while. I met her family too, and they were so nice, so sweet. Like, yeah, so we were friends, but we weren't like super close. Like, she wasn't my number one bestie, but I think I was for her, maybe. Anyway, so we haven't talked for a very long time, and then I randomly get a call from her, and she's like crying and screaming. She's like, oh my god, I'm getting kicked out, like, you have to help me. She's like, my parents are kicking me out because I have an OnlyFans. Like, I'm sorry, what? Anyways, so she's basically saying she's getting kicked out and she needs me to come pick her up, and she lives so far away. She lives like 30 minutes away, but obviously I don't want to be a shitty person, and like, I'm a yes man. Like, I will do anything for people. And I'm like, okay, so I come pick her up, and I'm assuming that she's gonna go and live at her man's house, because I really don't want her living with me, because I don't, like, I only have my room in my place right now. It's not like I have a spare bedroom. Like, she would have to stay with me in my room, and I hate people. Like, I like being alone. So anyways, I'm kind of suggesting,
this is what I'm saying, man. Now, okay, so she's what you call an extrovert introvert. Like, extrovert when she want to be mostly, but you're really an introvert, y'all. I'm not antisocial. I just got to be in the mood to want to mess with you. You know what I mean? I got to be in the mood to want to mess with you. I'm mostly an introvert, for real. You know what I mean? I even go ahead and say, y'all, sometimes, you know what I'm saying, girl be depressed. I don't be wanting to do nothing. But, you know, I don't mind hanging out, though. When I'm in the mood for it, I'm cool, but, like, I feel you. But don't give off the impression that it's okay to hang with you if it's not okay to hang with you. You know what I mean? Be straight up. Be for real. Give the vibe, like, what you trying to, you know what I mean? Like, we cool, but we ain't close. Don't make them think that they, you know what I mean, it's okay to hang with you if it's not. You know what I mean? That makes you a liar. You know what I mean? Don't do that.
In the car when I pick her up, hey, maybe you should like go to your man's house. And she's like, no, like, would I be able to just stay at your place for a little bit while I like figure things out? And I'm like, you know what, it's fine. You can stay for like 2 days. Like, I'm a busy person and I have things to do and I can't really focus when like I have someone around me. And tell me why, like, I look at her Instagram story after and she's like posting about how she's moving to California. Like,
oh damn,
what? Like, this girl was crying to me about how she's getting kicked out and she's so upset, but she's posting on her Instagram story that with her luggage, oh my god, moving to LA. Like, what? Crazy vibes, guys. Literally crazy. Anyway, so she shows up to my house, gets herself real comfortable, sits at this makeup table that I'm sitting at right here. She's like, can I use your makeup? And I'm like, sure. So she's sitting there calling people, doing her makeup for like 4 hours straight. I'm sitting there in my bed trying to do my work, and she's playing her music out loud or calling people. Even her friends were like, what are you doing? You're so disrespectful. Why are you sitting at someone's makeup desk right now and like blasting music? Check out part 2. It gets a lot worse. Part 2 of why I will literally never be nice to anyone. Anyway, so this girl is getting real comfortable at my house and freaking calling her sugar daddies, being like, oh my god, I'm homeless, can you pay for my rent, whatever. And when I'm done like doing my stuff, I'm like, okay, we need to talk. Like, we need to figure out what you're gonna do. Like, maybe you should stop your OnlyFriends and go back home. Because this girl would make like literally $200 a month off of her OnlyFriends. And I'm like, you can make more at McDonald's. I was like, wait until you have a bigger following and then maybe try to pursue that if you really want. But like right now, you don't really have many options. I would just stay home with your parents and respect their decision of not having one. And then she'll be like, oh my god, this is like, conversation is stressing me out. I don't want to talk about it anymore. Like, what do you mean you don't want to talk about it? You're not staying at my freaking house. Like, we need to figure out what you're going to do.
Okay, I gotta pause it, y'all. Low key, she gives off vibes. She's annoying me. This one right here. And I know y'all think, oh, it's because she's pretty. No, she's a beautiful girl. I'm just saying, like, how she's coming off is like, I don't know. I just feel like she coming off like this savior. But then again, I don't know. It's just something about this story that makes me not want to hear the rest of it. That's pretty much it. Like, you know what I mean? That's really all I gotta say. Like, you know, I don't know. But let me hear the first let me hear the first line of disrespect, and if I feel like it's weak as shit, like, we're going to the next one.
You don't want to go back home. My shit is stressing me out. I don't want to talk about it anymore. Like, what do you mean you don't want to talk about it? You're not staying at my freaking house. Like, we need to figure out what you're gonna do. You don't want to go back home. You don't have a job. You can't just live at my house. Oh, and this is very important, but I told her that she was not allowed to smoke weed in my house because, first of all, like, I'm chill. I don't care if you smoke weed, but, like, her mom messaged me and was like, hey, we didn't kick her out. She basically chose to leave, and, like, we just want her to get help with, like, her addictions and stuff like that. And, like,
What?
she cannot smoke weed. She's like, her doctor has told her that she cannot smoke weed or else she will go crazy. So I'm like, okay, while you're in my house, you need to respect my rules. Like, it's not just you can do whatever you want to do. You can't smoke weed in my house. She's like, yep, not a problem. This is, by the way, foreshadowing. Anyway, so I literally sleep on the couch that night because she is in my bed rolling the fuck around and, like, I cannot sleep. And she's, like, snoring.
Oh,
so anyways, I sleep on
God.
the couch, and then I had to go to the work the next day. Guys, tell me why. I come back from work, and this girl is not at my house. And I walk into my room, and my clothes are all over the floor. I have a shirt in my bathroom sink. My makeup desk is a mess. My closet, like, don't even get me started. I come in and I'm so angry because this girl literally trashed my room. And, like, I knew she was a messy person just from hanging out with her. Like, things would get so dirty so fast. But, like, girl, really? And she used one of my brand collaboration, like, products. I told her she could use a little bit of it. She took 1/3 of the fucking Tatcha cream, and I was supposed to make a video for it, and she took.
But you see what I'm saying? She took 1/3 of the what, kabuchi cream was. Y'all, oh no, I'm going to the next one. I don't give a damn. Boo. Oh wait, she almost done. Okay, let me see.
Like 1/3 of it and used it. I haven't even touched that product yet. Like, how did you manage to use that much moisturizer in one day? So this girl who literally has no money is texting me being like, can you pick me up from the mall? Don't worry, I didn't buy anything. Like, what? Like, you're not taking anything seriously. You clearly don't, like, why am I having you at my house? You're clearly not in need of any help. So I go pick her up. She comes back, whatever. She's like, okay, I'm gonna go see my man. And he goes and picks her up, and then I'm just ranting to my roommates because I'm like, guys, this is literally driving me insane. And she's asking me to stay longer, and I'm like, girl, no, you gotta go. And then my roommates tell me that she was doing something while I was at work. Check out part 3, last part, I promise.
Do not get a random roommate in college, okay? Story time. I want to preface this by saying that I do go to a PWI. Okay, my mistake, my bad. I want to preface this by saying that.
What'd she say? I want to preface this by saying that I do go to a predominantly white institute. Okay.
I do go to a PWI. Okay, my mistake, my bad. Not for long. I am graduating. But all of this, what I'm about to tell you, is produced by or surrounded by the presence of people. Okay, sponsored by people. And if they ain't people, they are watched people. Okay?
Damn.
The year is 2021. We are fresh out of COVID, but it was still going on. But the state that I am in, they don't really give a damn about COVID. So we are back in person, back in school, back in the dorms, and I'm a transfer student to this new college. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, let me, live in the dorms so I can acclimate to my peers. You know what I'm saying? Like, try to get some friends. That was a mistake. Nobody in my, hometown was going to the school, so I had to, I had no choice but to do the random roommate thing. And I had 4 potential girls because I wanted to live in a little 2x2, the dorm with the two roommates and the shared bathroom, and then the other side, you know what I'm saying? I ended up getting paired up with a girl that I didn't really talk to, that I was supposed to stay in the other suite, but we it just ended up we got the dorm together, if that makes sense. I don't know how to describe it better. And it's cool, it's fine, whatever. Like I said, we weren't really that close, but we did get to talking over the summer. And she's from California. She's not fully palm colored, okay? She's a person of color. So I'm thinking, okay, she's also from California. So I'm like, okay, this is cool. In the beginning, everything is fine. I'm saying we're doing all the roommate things, we're decorating our rooms together, we're going grocery shopping together. All of a sudden, I just start noticing some red flaggy behavior.
First of all, like, she joined up in a sorority, which is like cool. Like, I also was kind of thinking about rushing, but I realized that I am black and I did not think I would have a great time, especially at a PWI. And that in turn kind of made us go to more and more frat parties as like the semester went on. And like, I never really was like a party girl in the beginning. Like, I kind of just wanted to like chill and like vibe out. But this girl would like go to a frat party. If she wasn't at a frat party, she would like literally be drunk every weekend. And trust, I get it. Like, I was there with her. Like I said, like, I wasn't.
Nah, let me say this, y'all. And she got some big old eyes, y'all. Like, she's a gorgeous girl. I don't necessarily like the thick ass eyebrows, but I'm more so paying attention to how this makeup's gonna look when she's done. You know what I mean? Because it always look a mess when they get to starting. You know what I mean? But then in the end, you're like, oh, okay, looks nice there. But but I am paying attention to her story, y'all. She's funny. So I'm interested, y'all. I'm interested. So let me see.
Big partier, so if we would go out, like, I would get it. Like, I was there with her. Like I said, like, I wasn't really a big partier, so if we would go out, like, I would get drunk, but not that drunk. Like, this girl will be like violently fucked up, like, almost every weekend. Like, I'm not even gonna cap. So that was kind of annoying for me, because I did not sign up to be a babysitter, okay? Like, we are roommates, you know what I'm saying? And like, it just was not giving. Like, anyway, fast forward, like, me and her and a couple of other friends from the dorm were all getting kind of like fucked up in my room one night. And this is occurrence number one where I should have beat her. I didn't want to be like, that girl. And also being like a black at a PWI, like, you really want to like, I guess make a good impression. I don't really know. Like, I just was like not trying to like be problematic or whatever. But anyway, we was hanging out or whatever, and we was all kind of messed up. And I don't exactly remember how we got to this point, but randomly this girl gonna be like, something nigga.
What? Ooh!
And everybody literally was like, I almost said her name. They were like, let's call her Catherine. They were like, Catherine! Like, oh yeah. I wish I could remember exactly like what she said, because it was crazy. But like I said, like, we were kind of getting fucked up. But all I remember is she said the fucking N-word.
And y'all, I don't know why, and not all white folks act like this, let me say that. But there are a lot of them that sit there and will play that card, y'all. Try to say some slick shit to see how far they can go with you, because that's really what they want to be able to say. All of them, not even just white. Y'all know who y'all are. But it's like, you will get slapped. You really will, especially if you know. Like, y'all, I hope y'all know I am not just saying this. I pray you don't think that way. I'm gonna say something I should have said. Whew. You are in control of your actions, Missy Boo. Yes. But girl, I can't do it. I don't give a damn. Girl, my coworker tried to do some shit like that. I had to get her together. I forgot I was at work. Yeah, right. I forgot I was at work, y'all, and I choked her. I was like, what did you say? Like, I'm like, what did you say? I'm just because she felt like since her daughter was black, you know what I mean, that she could, oh, it's crazy because my daughter what? Then she said her daughter said the N-word. Where's the jelly, nigga? And I just grabbed her. I just, my ancestors, they were just like, bitch, this is the moment. You know what I mean? And she got spooked. Yeah, don't do that. Stop. It's not okay. If I can't call you a cracker, if I can't call you this, that, and the third, why the fuck would I feel comfortable about that? I would not. Don't. The fuck, bitch? It's no. Damn. Why are we even talking about this shit? Did your weak ass ancestors tell you some stupid shit? Girl, they better get your ass whooped. Okay? Don't listen to them. Don't do it. And get you hurt. Anyway, let me stop. Y'all, we gotta stop giving that word power. It's hard, I know. Because in the moment when you are with your niggas, like, you know what I mean? But why I gotta police myself to make your bitch ass comfortable? Girl, hurry up, because it's late.
And like everybody was like, what the hell's going on? But nobody really like, we moved on way faster than we should have, you know what I'm saying? So that was occurrence number one. Now this second occurrence is something where I really had to literally hold myself back from beating ass. Okay?
Oh God,
So,
y'all, this is a trigger. I ain't gonna lie. Let me. Ooh, girl, hold on.
like we are out at somebody's birthday party
I
and their friend
cannot.
is at the dorm. So like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's cute. Like it's like a bunch of us, like probably like 10 or so little girls, like going to a really cute like restaurant, like kind of near campus. We're taking photos. Everything is fine in the beginning. Then we get inside and I don't even remember like what set me off. Again, I was kind of messed up. We did pregame. All I remember is just being like, what the fuck, nigga? Or something like that. Like something like da-da-da-da, nigga. And then this girl is literally going to go, I might mind you. Sorry, not really, but basically, this girl is going to go. Did she just call me a nigga or a nigga?
What?
Like hard R.
Girl, out drunk or Tasha? No, drunk or not, you girl. I'm trying to tell you. Again, people only try those they think they can. You have to assert yourself. Forget that, because in my mind, I'm thinking you're disregarding me. You get what I'm saying? You're disregarding my respect, bitch. If that is the case, I must disregard you. Okay? You have to set that shit up, because if you don't, this is why a lot of motherfuckers that ain't black be saying the N-word. Because they be around black folks that don't be tell them, hey, bitch, I don't feel comfortable with you doing that. And if you do it again, I will murk your shit. There you go. Simple, plain. That's all we doing. Girl, what the...
Like hard on.
Girl, it's time to girl. Nah, next story. Cause girl, we're gonna fuck around and become and show an extremist side. We should not do that at all. Cause I'm not. Oh Lord. And then we see you. Girl, that's it. I'm done. That's it. I'm done. I don't give a fuck. All right, here we go. Get off, girl. Hurry up. Good night, everybody. I love you. That is it. Mwah. Peace.